Hello everyone, it's been a while and we are back again with another video. This time we are going to do a CTF on Tryhackme called FlatLine, and it's a simple machine it seems, and I have already started the machine, so without further ado, we just have to find the user flag and the root flag, and we have the IP address here. Let's just copy this one and get the terminal up and running. Let me expand this one bit for you, and I'm going to split this one. How do you want to vertically? Yeah, and let's just zoom this one up and let's try an nmap as usual. And let's see. So while we're waiting for that one, we get a port 3389, which is RDP, remote desktop protocol is here, and what else do we have? And also 8021, port 8021 is also there. Let's see. So let's copy the port and yeah. So we are getting a service running as free switch event. It's called free switch. And let's see. So this free switch seems like a good option to go with, and let's try this. Like says upgraded. It's okay. So I'll just say sorry about that. Expert exploit maybe. Yeah. So we get a free switch 1.01. Let's get the first one. Uh, okay, we seem to have a new, and above all, with the cutting of all the drama, I have to say, I just did this one and I completed all the parts, and I'm just walking you through how to do this one, and you'll see that one, and then I'm going to create a new directory, make directory called FlatLine. Sorry, some coffee is getting over my, and I'm going to cd into this FlatLine, and maybe let's just get a new file called, what is it, free switch exploit dot python, and I'm going to paste this one, and let's see. Okay, so we have the exploit now. Sorry, python 3, and let's try to run this one, and it will say that we need arguments as stated in the code itself, and it says this is how we have to run. We have to give the IP address and then the command, so that's how it will run. And if you want, you can go through the code and see how a socket is being opened and all those things are happening, and they are getting the response and authenticated, and there should be a default password that is being passed as well. Yeah, here it is. This is the default password for the service free switch, and let's see. So the IP address would be this one. So, so I'm not feeling a bit well, not feeling well, so I'm just breaking up things. Otherwise, I'm getting a severe cough, maybe, as you have already noticed. So anyway, so sorry. Let's get dir maybe, because I'm doing this without ls, which is for Linux, to list all the files or directories in a certain place. I'm using dir, which is the Windows equivalent, because it says here Microsoft Terminal services are running here, so we can assume safely that the OS is, and it also gives the OS is Windows, so we can assume it's a Windows. So let's run, and it says authenticated, and as the code said, if it succeeded, and it will say authenticated, otherwise it will say authentication failed. Okay, so we got some stuff here, and let's see. We don't see any file called user.txt here, so maybe it would be in the. Let's go to CD and see what we have. I don't know if by response CD. I see. So what we have to do is sorry, dir without no command. There's nothing. Just it will just go back to the directory and it will show like that. But it's not showing us the element. Okay, and dir. Let's try like that. Yeah, got it. And I just added an operator here, so it will cd and then go back here. So we are in the C volume, and we'll go to users and see who are the users here. It's taking some time, but it will come eventually. Yeah. So we have a user called Necrotic and administrator. Let's try this user. And here we have some folders, the usual stuff in Windows environments. Let's try to go to desktop because usually that's where a flag would lie, right? That's how CTFs are designed, desktop. Yep. So we are getting a user.txt and root.txt here. We can get the sorry, get the file, but to check whether this machine or the server is vulnerable, on weak whether we can get remote code execution shell from this one, we have a method like it's called pingback, and let's show you how it's done. And it will be like sorry, sounds like wait, let me get some hot water and come back. All right, so let's get this done, and it should say ping back, and I'm going to ping back to my IP address or my computer. So not my computer, my VM. So let's see IP add, and it says the tunnel 0 or the VPN that I'm connected to is 10.9, the usual number, and I'm going to, okay, think I'm typing in the wrong place, right? 10.9.178.43, and it would ping back here for my IP address, but the thing is I have to see whether it's actually working. So I am going to dump my packets here. So I'm going to use sudo tcp dump, and the interface would be tunnel 0, and I'm going to give the password, and it would be listening on tunnel 0, and I'm going to just, yep. And I forgot one thing. I forgot to like specify how many packets needs to be sent. So you can do it like so you can do it as the number of packets needs to be this one, and it stopped like when I interrupted that one. Yeah, it stopped, and I will say dash n and 1. Okay, so the ping was successful, and we received 1. That means the round trip was successful, and it is vulnerable indeed for remote code execution. So now what we can do is going to split this terminal further, and sorry, just going to skip this whole TCP dump part, and I need to check whether I have Nishang. This is a yeah, sudo apt install. Need to install that one. This contains some reverse shell and all the stuff. This is a good framework. You can try it out. I also got to know about this recently, and if you think this will be even wait uh, will be helpful for your examinations and all those things. uh, there it goes, it's getting installed, got fetched. Okay, Nishang. Okay, so we are here, and as you can see, there are some folders that under the directory, and what we need is under shells. So we are going to go to shells and list what is there, and what we are going to use now is about that the invoke PowerShell TCP PS1, that part. So I'm going to copy this one into, yeah, is it, yeah, in flatline, yes. So this is where I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to cd into the flatline folder over here as well. And I shouldn't have done that because I had the same place, the other terminal as well. Anyway, let's try this one. Let's see what we have here. So I'm going to rename the one quickly, invoke PowerShell, and maybe sorry, maybe we don't have to like actually rename. Anyway, it's the only one here, so let's see. Now what we can do is we need to read what we have here. Let's see, because there should be some changes done to this file. So there's this whole examples and hacking part, and underneath it all you will have to add a little snippet. It says invoke. This is literally to include your IP address and your port. So I'm going to add my ports and IP addresses here. PowerShell TCP, the same name of the sorry, TCP, and the shell will be reverse, and we are going to give the IP address now. So my IP address would be, yep, I have my IP address here. I'm sorry if I'm dragging this out a lot, because if I talk too soon, I'm going to cough anyway. And the port would be the port that we are going to exploit, which is oh, not exploit, like, which is the port we are going to listen on. That would be NCNLVP1234. Sorry. So we are now basically listening on that one, and I'm going to add this one here, and let's just save that one. Cool. So what we have to do again is we have to host this file, right? Before, like, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start a Python 3 module called HTTP server that will host these all the files that is included in this flatline folder. So what I'm going to do now is going to send out a command now. So it would say cmd/c for command, and I'm going to get what I'm going to get is like the PowerShell command. So I'm going to start PowerShell through this PowerShell, and then IEX, and let's send a parameter called new object. Sorry, there should be a dash object, and net dot web client, and it should concatenate into download string, and let's pass the download string, which is the file that is being this file. So that is what we are going to get through this one. We are going to download this file over here. So you have to send that into parentheses again, otherwise it won't work. And it really send my address here. Yep, it was in the clipboard, hopefully. Yep. And my port on this one would be port 8000 as usual, which is the port hosting over here. And what the file I'm going to get is this one, so I'm going to just paste it over here. Yep. So let's see whether it will work. If it works, it should say that the get request was done over here in our simple HTTP server. Otherwise it should obviously fail. Yeah, so let's see. It should work. It's getting longer than expected, but it should work. Basically there's nothing you can do. I can't just push my laptop around. Yeah, 400 is not a good response, meaning that I did something wrong. Yep. So you can see it says V client. It should not be V client. It should be web client. So you have to check your answers. So let's see. Now it should work. Why can't the computer itself, like, why can't the computer correct the semicolon, missing semicolons and all these things without like telling us that it didn't work? It's a computer, right? It's what we expect, automation. But then again, we have to feed that data, right? Yeah. Let's see. Cool. It kind of worked, but bad message request version. Not the hell, man. That's not what is expected of it, but that's something. Let's see. Waiting. Okay. That means we are having some trouble in this invoke PowerShell TCP script over there. Mhm. Net new object.net web client download string. Ah, yes. I'm so sorry about this one again. So it should not be HTTPS. It should be HTTP because we are running a HTTP server. Uh, that was bullshit. Okay. It says HTTP server over here, so we have to run a HTTP server. Cool. So we got the power. reverse shell over here, and it says that we got connected to the user necrotic on Windows whatever the server over here, and we have a reverse shell now. Okay, so far so good, and we are going to see what are the programs or the files listed over here. We are getting into the same place. So what we are going to do now is let's try that this. I'm going to go to see users necrotic desktop first. Copy selection, and I'm going to cd. Don't think. Okay, let's see if it works. I don't think it will work because I have to give the C. Yeah, the C thing. It's not Linux. Okay, so back at our terminal again. Okay, cool. So I'm going to go to cdc, yeah, and I'm going to go to users. I'll just type it, it's easier for me. So necrotic, and it would be desktop, and we are on desktop and giving out dir, it says user.text, and I'm going to type what's in this one, user.txt, and we got the first flag, the user flag, and let's submit that one and see. Okay, where's the Tryhackme? Yeah, so let's submit the user flag, and it worked. Yeah, so now we have to get the root flag, and I don't think that it will be that easy, even if the two files are in the same place, that we won't be able to read whatever it is inside this root.txt file, because we don't have the enough privileges given. Yeah, unauthorized permission denied, and cool. So this brings us to privilege escalation, and let's see how we are going to escalate our user privileges. So you can basically upload a share command or a shell that will do your work for you, like it will show you what are the permissions and all those things that you have as a user. So, or you can say like uh, maybe ICA LCLS, ICACLS, and this is a command that will show you and let you like give and grant permissions to any file or folder within Windows. So it says some show some you know like help over here once you print that one. And sorry, I can't talk in other than like 10 or bigger sentences because my there's something wrong. And what we can do here is there are files in this one, right? So there are some files that are having some user permissions over here in this folder. So what we can do is like maybe we can upload a script called winpiece maybe. So then that will show us how and where the system is vulnerable, and I'm not going to do that now because it would take some time. And skipping that one, let's see. So what we can do here is we can remove all the attributes set into this one if we have permissions granted in our account. So if necrotic is a usual user profile, it would obviously have some kind of administrative privileges into that one. So the best way to even if we didn't we would be still be able to like do some of these stuff here, but the thing is let's see. So on the other hand, let's try to remove all the permissions set into this one, this root.txt and any other file that is on this folder, and then let's grant all permissions to the whatever the shell that we are on. Okay, so what we are going to do right now is take on is another command in Windows that will let you get this thing done and take on. I'm going to go is I'm going to remove and I'm going to force it, and that would be for all the files. So this says the wildcard for any characters over the dot, so from that side, and the wildcard characters for anything from the other side of the extension. So let's try and set this one, and it's success. So the file or the folder is now owned by the user necrotic. So that happens, and root is also now owned by the user necrotic. Let's try to like read this one now. Type root.txt, and it says the permission was denied because even if we removed and even if we try to own that file, we have to do the another part where ICA CLS comes to iCalcs, maybe that command comes to play. So what we are going to do now is we need to pass the root.txt file into the command, and then that will pass under this, and these commands will literally, so C will sorry, C indicates that this operation shall continue on all file errors, and error messages will be still displayed. Okay, and Q says it indicates that iCal should suppress success messages, and that means the quiet mode. And for T means that the files directories below directory specified in the name, everything that matches to this directory will have that one. So over that, and I'm going to use the grant option that will basically give the required permissions and the users, and okay, let's try that. Okay, so we successfully processed one file, and that would be the root.txt, and now I'm going to read the root.txt file over here, and we got the root flag as well, and that is FlatLine hack for you. And hope you enjoyed the video despite my cough, and let's see you in another video, and until then, peace out.